Man, I don't know. That stuff's gonna come off. I gotta get it off though. If I want to paint. Hey, how you doing? Yep, glad you came back to hang out. And you're right. I took it back apart. We gotta put fender welt in there. We've gotta get our bumper bracket thingies underneath here. And we're gonna repaint some stuff. About half the car. Not an expert, make mistakes, so I'm gonna show you my mistakes, how I'm gonna fix it, and we're gonna get a ton done on this video. First I had to play some automotive Tetris, and around here you never know what's gonna happen because I'm usually by myself. So we'll jump back to earlier today and show you a little bit of that. Then we'll get into this and let you know what's up. Man, we got a mess. Thanks for coming back. Junks Automotive. Yeah. Fender's off, might as well. They're not getting painted, they're not getting nothing, so I just went ahead and took them off. Cleaned up all my edges, got all the rubbing compound out best I could around everything. Because it's basically wax. We don't want to put paint or clear coat on wax. Originally I was going to 800 the spots that I wanted to have color, and then Scotch-Brite the rest of it for the clear, because we're re-clearing this whole entire thing. The reason I should back up and say, hit my good old buddy Bill up. He said 800 the whole thing, and I'm gonna put my paint where I want it. What I don't want to do is to repaint this whole thing, and then it's not going to match the fender that's going to be right here. I'm afraid the color is going to be different. And it probably will be. Enough to matter? I don't know. But what I'm going to do is blend in paint. I'm just trying to color those funny places. I just want to give them some color. So I'm going to blend in the paint, this whole section, this section, and then clear coat the rest of it. There's a couple other places, and that's probably going to be fine just for clear coat. Don't know. I don't know. I'm going to 800 this whole thing. And the trunk lid, because of that one spot. You can see it right there, right? So let's get to sanding. All right, got the front done. Well, it's not done, but see the shiny places? I don't want that. I got to go back over those, get it all cleaned up. A little place right there, shiny. Need to break that surface so that my paint and or clear coat will stick. There's some more right there. It's just, you know. Okay, first round done. We'll go over it a couple more times, make sure it's good. Then clean and clean and then clean and then clean again and then clean. And then right before we mask, we're going to clean again. Then we'll mask everything and then blow it off and clean again. Yeah. Next day, night, evening. It's all scuffed down to 800. I still got a couple shinies to take care of. Where did I see some? Right here. See the shinies? Gotta scuff that down. We'll just do a little bit of this or a piece of 800 dry. Just get in there, and because what's going to happen is it's going to dust down in there. So I want it just around the edges. I want that clear coat to be able to stick. If it gets down inside there and doesn't stick, I don't care. I just don't. Trunk lid, it's pretty much done. We're gonna masking tape border everything that I'm painting. Then we'll plastic over the whole entire car. Cut this out. Mask that plastic down. I'm gonna go right through here on the edge, so that's right below where the fender welt goes. Right down through here. So we have a tape line, but it's going to be right inside there. I'll block that off, mask that off. We're going to do that. This will get painted. So once I get it, my little shiny's done, get it masked off, I'll wipe it down. I might wipe it down with wax and grease remover again, then get it masked, and then blow it off, then wipe it down with alcohol or something something like that. So while I'm doing all that, I forgot the reason I was going to get the paint stuff out, and considering fixing that to start with was the taillight housings. So this stuff, I used it one other time on a door or a mirror cap that's body colored on a customer's car at work. Didn't like it, had somebody go get me some paint strippers, so they brought me this back. I'm like, that ain't gonna do nothing. But boy, it took it right off. And this stuff, it's non-toxic, it's biodegradable. Yeah, I know, blah, blah, blah. But it takes longer, but I can put it on there, it doesn't dry up. It just doesn't. It'll sit there, and this is like my second coat, and it's about all gone. I've got it on the original black lacquer, so I really want to get that off. Get it cleaned up. We're gonna have to squirt some sealer on it just to protect anything from bleeding through. And it could be sealer. The sealer is what caused the reaction that caused that. This is the reason we're going through all this. Those little bitty bubbles. It could have been the sealer was a little heavier here and it wasn't set up enough before the layers on top, and that's what happened. Same thing happened on the dashboard. If you look back in the videos, I repainted that because of the same reason. Had the same white foggy little bubbles come out. But that was coated with Pour 15 first. So I don't know. Always try to figure stuff out, may never know. Plan is just to dust this with some color. Dust it with some color and fade it in. I don't want a hard edge here. Yeah, going into here is okay. And there's a bigger area over there. We'll do the same thing. Trunk lid, of course, just has this one side right there. If I clear that again, you're going to see it. Maybe not, but I'm going to put a little color on it just to make sure. So I'm not going to paint to this edge. I'm going to paint that way. just to psst, 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 psst. Then re-clear everything, and we should. Well, I guess I'm ready. I just wiped it down with some rubbing alcohol. Let that dry. It's already dry back here. Let that dry, then I'll go over it again with another wipe all, but dry this time, just to help any kind of dust off of it. We don't have the booth going on, got things covered up. I don't want overspray on. The fenders are resting comfortably on the 57 Chevrolet front seat. My plan is, you see that white stuff right there? Here's where we went through almost to the epoxy, the black epoxy underneath. There's some stripage here. Is I just want to color that. I don't want to put a bunch of product on it. I just want to color it. Just lightly color it, dust it, so we can cover that up, that stuff up, then the whole thing on the other side. That right there, that's alcohol drying. That right there. And that right there. Once we get that on there, get it set up, then we'll go to the clear coat. Probably one quick coat, then a second, wet coat, and done. 70 degrees, I believe, or less. Appears to be less, closer to 60. So I'm going to go ahead with the medium. I do have slow hardener and slow reducer, but I think the medium is going to be fine. I think this is going to be way better temperature wise than the 85 or 80 that we had when I painted it the first time. I'll show you when it's done. Wish me luck. Comment down below. I know it might be later, but it still helps. A couple days later, didn't work out. Those of you that commented saying good luck, I appreciate it, but it didn't work anyway. I'm gonna stick a picture right here so you can see what I saw when I shut the camera off. So needless to say, decided I was gonna go inside. I was done. Pretty sure I'd never work on the car again for about 5 minutes. Then I realized that's just one more thing. Gotta fix it, right? So next day came out here. I didn't record anything. I don't know why I even took that picture. Haven't recorded anything. It's just disgusting feeling in my belly. Just, man, I wanted to cry. Dang, I wanted to cry. Let me show you where it's at now. 220. What you're seeing here here's clear coat and a little bit of paint. There's the original paint. Here's the black sealer that I originally put on, and then here's the gray color is our primer that's underneath all of it. And then what had happened, I saw when I sanded this, I saw a little dark spot, and I knew that was sealer. I thought, well, it's smooth, it's nice, got most of that imperfection, the bubbly looking stuff that I had that I was fixing to start with. Remember that part? One coat of the green paint, it all turned out. You can see where I started fading it in over there. Here's a trunk lid right there. Good to go. Let it set up, maybe one more coat or not, and just clear it. Then I looked, and you see the picture, what I saw right here. As soon as I saw it, I knew what happened. The thinners, the reducers in this paint, which you have to use to spray it, got underneath the layers of clear and paint and just walked underneath it and raised it up. You know, dummy mistake. That's me, dummy. So now we're gonna 800 this, 800 all that again, everything, everywhere where I got fresh green paint, and we're gonna put epoxy primer on this. Probably the gray stuff. The gray stuff seemed like that I put on this car originally. It has a thickness to it. It's epoxy sealer. It doesn't use, it uses a hardener, and it doesn't use reducer, because I don't want any reducer. I don't want that to continue and keep chasing it, keep doing it over and over again. So something with no reducers, something with a hardener, let it set up, and once it sets up, I'll block it down with 400 and make sure, or not 400, but 800, and make sure it looks nice. I haven't broken through anywhere, and we'll start over again. While I'm waiting for that to set up, I'll go ahead and get those cleaned up and prepped up, maybe. I don't know. The other night I didn't care. I was like, heck with it. We'll just do those later. But since we got to wait around, back taped. I just put the, just like that, fold it over. That way I have a soft edge. I plan on just staying right here. Just to, you know, you can see this is still clear coat right here. But I need to seal that up. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use, and fingers crossed, you know, there's what I'm using. No reducer. It's 4-to-1. It's thick. And I noticed when I use this, when we first stripped the car, I put this on, then put body work sometimes on top of it, sometimes right on bare metal after this was sanded away. This stuff sands really nice. Now, is it going to sand really nice in 60 minutes? Maybe not. But I'm not using reducer, so what's going to happen is it's going to be pebbly. It's going to be rough, I imagine. Let it set for a couple hours where I can sand it smooth without breaking through, and then we'll go back with some green and then clear coat. Some people don't like this stuff. Some people just think it's amazing. It seems really good to me. We did put this on, did body work, then I put another coat of this on top of all the bare, any kind of bare metal, bare anything, to put our G2 thick polyester stuff right on top of this, and there was no reactions, no nothing, so I've got my fingers crossed. Problem is, it's going to be a lighter color, so I'll have to get a couple of dry coats on top of that to get it to match better when I do the rest of the green. I don't know. We're just going to hope for the best. Well, kinda. Let me show you what I had to do. It's looking fair. There's a couple little funny places. What I did was put a coat on, and of course it got right underneath everything it could and lifted it up too. With no reducer in it, it still did it. Not as bad. Excuse me for the snuffles. I've been working on a cold. So I took once I saw it, I took a Bondo pallet or a Bondo squeegee and just scraped it all off. Blocked it all out, 220. Then, yep, polyester filler. You can see how this whole area was low anyhow. Polyester filled it, let that set up, blocked it out in 220, then 400. Then this is probably the third coat, just the lightest dusting over the whole thing, and I'd let it set for 20 to 30 minutes. Another light dusting, 20 to 30 minutes, and then another light dusting, and it's about 20 to 30 minutes. There's a couple little funny places still, but I think tonight I'll get 3 or 4 of those super light coats, maybe a last one a little bit slicker, because what that's doing is it's dry enough that it's not getting underneath everything, and the first layer sealing it off, the second one sealing it a little bit better, a little bit at a time. And what's happened to start with is I would just get it too wet. Those places, if I knew it, I just barely dust a little paint on it and walk away. Mr. Impatient right here is forced to be patient now. So we'll get back on it tomorrow night. Once I get all this on here, it's supposed to be 24 hours before you can scuff and paint it. So I'm gonna get it as thick as I can, as safely as I can. Then we'll wet sand 400, get it cleaned up, and then finally get to making this green again. Jeez. Next day, still got a cold. Yep. See where I put the filler in, everything's fine. It's right on the edges of where I broke through with the filler, whatever. Talked to my resident expert. You guys saw him in a video, an MGA video, not too long ago. Yeah, I was on the right track. Yeah, that's that green paint. So, putting it on dry like I did. Small coats, leaving it dry. Well, this last one I thought, well, I'll wet that down because it looked good before I went in the house. Wet it down, still looked good. Come out, looked an hour later, still looked good. I'm like, all right, block her down and continue on. Nope. Start over again. So I just got to put it on dry. I can't slick it out. I guess I could try to block it once it sets up. Look at that. No sense in me trying to sand that off when I can peel it off. And can't. See, look at that. I believe that 800 is not going to be, or actually 400 is what I sanded that down to. It's going to have to be rougher for this epoxy sealer. I may even, I don't know. It basically all peeled off. Like one of those band-aids that hurt real bad, you know, just all at once. Except for several more pieces, but no sense in leaving it on there. I'm gonna have to sand it all off anyhow. What do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in the house and try my best to forget that. Won't work, but we will figure it out. I've got more ideas on how to keep this from happening to start with, how to fix it for second, and how to not make it worse for third. So probably for fourth I'll make it even worse, but repaint this whole front of the car. Hopefully not, but if that's what it takes, it's what we're going to do. There's a lot of things in life that really get us knocked down, you know. I went camping a couple days ago in the midst of all this, and it didn't help me have a better time. I tried not to think about this, but I did. And it's because I care. I care about how things look that I've worked on. Am I always 100% right? Nope. I'm rarely 20% right. But I've got the heart that it takes to make it right. The perseverance, the resilience. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm not feeling so good. Saturday night, usually I'd be out here till 3 or 4 in the morning fixing you guys up a video and
getting it posted and all fired up and stay up till the sun's coming up. I ain't doing it tonight. I need to walk away from this best I can. It's got to set up. I'm gonna have to resand that whole thing, start all over again. But I think I'll be better off by taking a break because I don't feel good. I'm aggravated, and I don't think I'm going to do it any justice tonight. So I'm going to take a break. That doesn't mean I'm giving up. There's like a lot of things in life. A lot of things you don't mean for it to happen, but it does. It's just how it is. So unfortunately, we're out of time on this video. I got some other videos coming next week, something that might be fun to watch. And next weekend we'll hopefully be done with this. And I will shave, trim my beard, cut my hair when this is back on track. I welcome the comments. I already know what's happening. The solvents and anything I use is going to get underneath any place it can. I'll loosen it up. Now, would a higher quality paint and clear coat not do that as bad? Maybe. We shouldn't have been here to start with. We'll get it right. We'll get it fixed. We'll get Ralph's car back together in one piece. Heck, we can put the fender welting in now that I got the fenders off. All right. I do appreciate you guys sticking around. The words of encouragement that I've gotten, I've got a lot of that. I've got no haters. No, I really don't have any haters. And that makes me feel fortunate for the views that I do get and the comments that I get and the care that I get from you guys. Well, we'll try to get a good night's sleep. See what we can maybe do tomorrow. See you guys. Oh.